we can start. Please go ahead, Frazer. Floor is yours.
Okay. Yeah, good morning, our club of Remy friends. Thank Jason for inviting me to today's discussion about artificial intelligence. Obviously, it's a very important and interesting topic to talk about. Okay. Yeah, could you move to the next slide, Jason? Sorry.
Okay. This one?
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. This topic is so popular now. It seems almost everyone, from experts to laymen, everybody is talking about it. And we can find it in news, in magazines, chat rooms, around the dining tables. And we heard a lot of jaw-dropping stories, speculations, and scary stories, and even philosophical theories like the consciousness or awakened AI or free will. And many exhibited excitement, while some felt doomsday is not very far from us. And I have to say, I didn't really and give this topic much thought until a few months ago when someone in one of my chat rooms said AI will soon replace human beings, or other way around, human beings will soon be enslaved by AI and the robots. Really? It seems like there's an existential crisis. There are a lot of questions, though, such as will AI compares us, replace us, surpass us, and control us? Will AI have awareness and its own goal to utilize us or deceive us? We do see a lot of amazing application progress in the past. There's some ups and downs in history since the past 70 years. In the past 70 years, since in the 1950s, when Turing published his famous article, Computer, Machinery, and Intelligence, AI has achieved amazing developments, especially in the past 15 years. Yeah, we all know that in 2016, AlphaGo beat the world champions, and amazingly, one story actually application did amaze me is the AlphaFold algorithm, which can predict the three-dimension shapes of all known proteins. You know, human beings in the past 70 years has only predicted like 170,000 protein structures, but in the past few years, AlphaFold predict like 240 million all known proteins. This is amazing because in the past you have to use very expensive instruments like crystallography, and now you use AI, and it can do like amazing 1,000, a million, 10,000 times faster and efficient and accurate. So it is a very amazing. And also, when you see the growth from ChatGPT from ChatGPT 3 to 4, you see the parameters increase significantly from 175 billion to now 1.28 trillion. Yeah, that's like a tenfold, right, increase. And also now, I don't know if that number is accurate, but people are saying ChatGPT 4 has like deep layers. It has 120 layers, which is I cannot imagine what that means. I mean, how you can create 120 layers for ChatGPT 4. And now people are talking even more amazing progress, which is AI, is a ChatGPT 5. People are saying, oh, ChatGPT 5 could be the next human level intelligence, is artificial general intelligence. I really have a very strong thought about this. And it does surpass human beings in many ways, and it creates a lot of excitement and fears. But is that a really a turning point for humanity? Well, hopefully that's not a singularity for humanity. So, yeah. Yeah, Jason, please, next slide.
It's there.
Yeah. So there's a lot, yeah, like a lot of debates. Yeah, I'm not talking about debates because connectionism and the computational dispute. I'm talking about people's attitude towards AI system. I think those can be exemplified by the dispute and debate between Hinton and Jeffrey Hinton and LeCun. And one side saw that, okay, there's an unlimited potential. Okay, but LeCun said, okay, maybe that's a boundary. That's not that yeah, that's not a limit. There should be a boundary. And yeah, Hinton thought that AI can surpass and replace humans, has a consciousness and has its own goals. Will possess general intelligence, or in other words, all will have human level or even all like optimistic. He is very optimistic about AI's potentials, and therefore he is very pessimistic actually about its threats to society and humans. Okay, LeCun on the other side think that that's not a. I mean, it actually is not that frightening. It can. Okay, wait a second. Okay, is that it can perform the AI. All AI can do is to perform specialized tasks. So it will never have like an artificial general intelligence for machines, and let alone any enslavement of human beings by robots. Therefore, there is no need for alarm and fear. In other words, he is more rational and about AI's potentials, and therefore feels therefore more optimistic about AI's future development. Okay, so it's just quite opposite. My view on this is a more middle of the road, and Hinton is a little bit exaggerating AI's potentials too much, and but he's concerned about its impact on human beings is legitimate, I have to say. LeCun's view on AI capability limit is right, but free rein on AI policy will definitely cause a great deal of harm to society. After all, I think though there is a limit to AI's capability, at the application level, its impact on the society will be huge. Yeah. So, and even LeCun said, intelligence alone does not lead to desire for dominance. True, but people in command of AI will certainly do. They will have the desire for dominance. It's the human nature passed to AI. Okay, the next slide, please. Yeah. Okay, so these slides I would talk about human intelligence, or what I call general intelligence. I cannot stress enough about the importance of human beings' fundamental base. Okay, it's the carbon. What can carbon do? Why silicon cannot? Obviously, I think the common knowledge is the carbon bond very strongly with each other. Okay, so it's organic compounds are very stable. That's why how big molecules can be formed and I mean cells can be formed. On the other hand, and silicon is very unstable and it will dissolve in water, and there will never be a chance for silicon to form any big never a silicon-based cells is possible. And also, I think I want to stress that the basic unit of AI, of human beings is a cell, which is a living, and is a building block of all organisms, and they are capable of integrating physical different signals like a mechanical, electrical, chemical, temperature, etc., before they generate a response. Also, we should know that all cells itself are intelligent. Okay, it's intelligent, and it's in addition to cells and the other things like intelligence, intelligent, purposeful problem-solving behavior can be observed in parts of all living things, like single cells and tissues, individual neurons and network of neurons, viruses, ribosomes, and RNA fragments, for example, down to the motor proteins and the molecular network. So, like a human beings is like a multi-layer and a multilateral dynamic system from cell to new cortex. Okay, so people in the AI domain always ignore the importance of human beings. Lower level intelligence, like a cell intelligence, the organ intelligence, and the whole body embodied important intelligence. Okay, the cells can be it can have morphological changes, yeah, at each level, and also it's interactive and mutually adapting to each other. Yeah, so it's like a changing dynamic system. Yeah, from cells to all the way to new cortex. Yeah, and if you look at the origin of intelligence, I think it is intertwined with movement and interaction with your environment. Yeah, with the environment, it's a survival and adaptation driven. Okay? So it's all its movement has purpose. Yeah, either to capture prey, find food, or flight, yeah, from predators, right? So I think you cannot separate intelligence from movement and this very need of survival. Yeah, and also the human beings' basic unit is living, and it has a creation, has life, and it has death too. It's changing. It's a changing morphology and dynamic system from cells to neurons and the synapses. It's all changing all the time. So it is called like embodied intelligence or organic. It's learning is organic. It's like it's a fad. It's not a so I created this term layered intelligence. Yeah, because people's brain is composed of basically three basic parts, right? You call it Chuan brain. It has the cortical and the subcortical parts, and each part is specialized functional nerve nucleus. And please, Jason, go to the next slide.
This one.
Yeah, this one. Yeah. So this is basically the human brain. Yeah. I think for the AI people, they are too much focused on their upper level. Yeah, about the cortex. Yeah, I think the AI corresponds to cortex, the new cortex, especially, where very high level representations like language and reasoning and computation all happening at this level. So AI is no good to deal with the subcortical intelligence. It can only deal with that part of intelligence represented by symbols and by language. And so AI, it seems to me AI is like on top of your new cortex. It has added another layer. It's a layer above your new cortex. But this, unfortunately, this new cortex is not organically connected to other parts of your brain. It only connects partially with your new cortex. That's my understanding about it. Yeah. Next slide, please, Jason. I hope I'm not I'm still on time, right? Okay. Okay. Next. Okay. AI on the other side is a special it has only special intelligence. Yeah. By its nature, is only stochastic optimization. Optimization of what? And just prediction based on probability. Yeah. It analyze and process all the data and find the patterns and the probability. If you have seen this feature, what will be the next feature most likely to happen, right? So it is very good at that. It is superior to human beings by computation speed. It can speed, I mean, probably millions times faster than human beings. Yeah, and also it's a huge memory capacity, and I think it is the unique features to extend and maximize our algorithm content in that hidden in that training data set. Yeah, for human beings, their processing speed and the memory capability can never reach to that level. Yeah, why the machine can. So that's why people are so scared about the machines. Yeah, because of the speed and the memory capability. But I think about the very basic unit of AI's intelligent AI system. It consists of non-living transistors and the logic gates, right? If you compare to human beings' cells, the cells are living, while the transistors, once they're designed and installed on the board, it keeps that way all the time. It will never change with any change in other parts of the system, right? It is a fixed. Okay, the software may change, but the transistor it has a fixed features. Yeah, it cannot change. It doesn't adapt. It doesn't evolve. Yeah. It does not induce physical changes in its architecture. By that I mean, like in human beings, neurotransmitters that cause heartbeats and sweating, blood pressure, and give rise to changes in the cell and organs. And the entire system. I call that entire intelligence. We call it connectum, right? The connectum intelligence. And also the AI does not have any survival need and the desire to adapt. Why should it adapt, right? If it's a change, is a human being's algorithm telling them to change. It's not a cell. I mean, it's not a need from within, right? It doesn't have any emotions and feelings. Of course, people are saying, why should a machine have emotions and feelings? And but in my view, it's very important in the process of learning. If you don't have create any pain, it doesn't create any emotions and feelings, then you will not run away from your predators. It will not know where to find your food. Right? So that kind of intelligence is not within the AI system. So when the AI, it can produce and output happiness or sadness, but it is all fake. It's merely parroting human beings, in my view. It doesn't, in other words, it doesn't model the world. It merely models language and patterns. Yeah. Next slide, please. Yeah. So that's a typical neural network consisting of the input layers, which is basically a tokenized data set. That's a human data. Yeah, either is text, the language, or it's like pattern. Right, it's all created by humans. Okay, and then you got several. I mean, even like 120 in the case of ChatGPT-4 layers, hidden layers, which is basically algorithms, and all trainings are happening in this hidden layers. Then you have this output, right? Human defined goals. Yeah, human defined goals. And the training is also human impacted, right? Because it doesn't really, of course, there's a term called self-learning, self-training, but basically those parameters are set by humans. So you have to satisfy humans' needs for the system and produce the output, right? Next slide, please. Okay. Let me in this slides, I want to talk about the AI systems limit from the information theory point of view. In my view, only the AI only corresponds to humans' prefrontal cortex. Yeah, that's only a tip of iceberg. Yeah, borrowed the language from Sigmund Freud, and it can only process language, logical symbols, or high level of visual image representation. Why this language and logical image representation does not capture all information in the physical world, right? So I think it is obvious. Yeah, it don't have to prove that. Okay, the language, human beings itself is limited. Yeah, it can only process certain information. So the language produced by human beings, how can they capture all information in the world? So obviously, the total information of a language and the logic, I use this simple abbreviation, information language, can only be defined, can be defined as all artificial neurons and their total relationship or synapse connect them. As is a content hidden in the training data set fed to AI. So you cannot go beyond that. The subset, the information content in language is definitely much smaller than information contained in the word. Yeah? So that's why I'm saying it's not a modeling the word, it's only modeling the language. The upper limits of AI intelligence is confined to its own domain, information language. It will not create anything outside of it. Yeah. Next slide, please. Okay. As a result, I think there are so many limits, okay, to the AI system. Number one is hallucinations. Okay, of course, this is hallucinations that can come from data set, can come from algorithm, and so I think the major task of all these AI people is to rid off this hallucination to keep it from happening. I think a part of the reason, another reason is I think everybody in this group, they're all familiar with the complexity theory and the chaos theory. Right? I think there's a complexity and chaos inherent in the data. So no algorithms can really get rid of them. Similar to like generalized n-body problem. It means proven already by Poincaré. There's no mathematical solution to that. So there's something in it cannot. It is there. Is no way, no algorithm, no mathematics can get rid of that. So it will go hallucinated in one way or another, and it doesn't have common sense. So it's a very highly unstable system. Of course, people can, add a lot of boundaries and parameters to limit and what it can do, but after all, it's not independent and self-conscious and system. So there's a very famous Moravec's paradox, right? And it says in 1988, it says it is comparatively easy to make computers that exhibit adult level performance on intelligence tests or plain checkers, but difficult or impossible to give them the skills of a one-year-old child when it comes to perception and mobility. Yeah, so that means I think movement and perception and mobility contents is more intelligent than AI system. Okay. So that's why you can observe this phenomenon of Merivac's paradox. Right? Okay, the last slides, please. Yeah. As far as the human dominance is concerned, I'm not a really I don't believe a little bit of it. And after all, AI is not an independent existence. I think the ultimate antagonism is not between AI and human beings. It's between human beings with AI and human beings without AI. Okay, and as to the domination of human beings, Lacan has well put, intelligence alone does not lead to desire for dominance. So I don't think that's going to happen. Finally, I think from the total supply chain point of view, just imagine how can a machine, AI, a robot produce AI, another robot. Okay? You know, the supply chain is so complicated. It consists of millions of components and a complicated process. I mean, if that day is coming and the AI tries to dominate human beings, I think any human beings with any sense of rebellion will sabotage the system easily, because it can definitely not control every step in the total supply chain, right? So there's no way that the AI will control human beings. That's my conclusion. Yeah, thank you. This is just a very rough understanding about the AI and human beings, and yeah, I definitely welcome any criticism and comments on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Frazer. We have more presenters today, so do you prefer to have some clarification questions, or do you want to hear all the presentation before we enter into discussion mode? What do you prefer?
I think that's up to you. Yeah, you are the host, so you make the decision.
I mean, everybody else.
Okay.
So if no objection, let's hear from Peter. Let's hear from everybody and then we can use the rest of the time to do the discussion.
Hi.